everybody. I hope y'all are having a great and wonderful, blessed day. Today, I want to discuss with you about the inflation. Because I know I've heard a lot of people on social media question whether is 9.1 truly the inflation rate. And to answer that question, even on the main news, or main TV, I should say, because I don't know if it was actually a news article per se, but it was one of those TV shows that talked about it. The 9.1% does not include your gas, your housing, or your food, okay? That comes to a total of 8.2%. So if you take the 9.1% and the 8.2%, that comes to a total of 17.3%. Now, that's a high number. And that's more realistic as to what is actually the inflation rate. Because the prices of food, the prices of housing, the prices of gas, okay, granted gas has gone down a little, but it is still way too high, okay, way too high. And people are hurting, and it's becoming a struggle for a lot of people to put food on their table. And we're going to have to prepare, okay? If you haven't already started, you're really going to have to tighten things up. Because I tell you what, I used to be able to budget out about $150 per trip to the store. And I shop per month because my husband only gets paid a certain times a month. So one goes to bills, and then the other one goes to like groceries and other things we need. So to go from anywhere, it started to be $150, then it went to $300, and now it's like $600 or $700 if we can afford to buy everything on our list, which here lately has not been able to happen. So we've been breaking it down. Okay, what's most important? What do we need for sure this time? But what can wait? What is dire? And it's only going to get worse. They're saying next year is going to be worse. They've come out and said that more people are going to die from famine than from COVID. Now, 6.37 million, let me repeat that, 6.37 million people have died from COVID so far. That's a lot of people. A lot of people are going to starve. We're going to have to do whatever we can to feed our families. And they're saying next year is going to be even worse than this year. So what do you got to do? I hit the Dollar Tree a lot. But you have to really shop. Now, what I do, and I know if you're working, you're on a busy schedule, you may not have time to do this. But when you're off, just sitting around watching TV or something, on your downtime, look at the different stores. Kind of get an idea of what pricing is where. Because, like, where Save-A-Lot used to be cheaper, and Aldi's used to be cheaper, now my Walmart's cheaper. It's crazy. So, look at the different stores. Some things I can find cheaper at Dollar Tree, some things I find cheaper at Dollar General, and some things I find cheaper at Walmart. Now, I know if you're like me, I hate going in Walmart. With Walmart, you go in there and you find things that you end up buying. Now, our Walmart does this wonderful thing. I can shop online, and it's even funny because my neighbor and I were talking, and I found the exact same item that he purchased in the store for the same price, but I got two of it instead of one. So you want to even check out your online prices. And then what I do is I go ahead and pay for it online, and then I go up to the pickup service and I pick it up. That also helps them people to not know that you're buying as much as what you're buying, because you pull in, they bring it out to your vehicle, you make sure it's all there, and then you put it in the truck and go away. And then what I do is I go over to like Wise's when I know they have sales on meat, and I stock up on my meat. And another good thing about our Wise's is they have a point system. So for every $100 I spend at Wise, we get 10 cents off our gas. So I hit the meat sales, and I've been like, buy one get one free, buy two get one free, you know. Okay, a little bit goes to the freezer, a little bit goes to canning. So that's what I've been doing. That's one of the things that I have been doing. And then, of course, you know, like some of my condiments, Dollar Tree, you know, ketchup, for Hunt's ketchup, Dollar Tree. Where if I bought that at Walmart, which is like the cheapest store, it's more expensive. So I'm not doing that. But we're really going to have to really dive deep into making our dollar go as far as possible. And then with next year going to be worse than this year, we're really going to have to put away. And some of the things that you want to check out too is like, look at the bigger bulk items, you know. I know like a 25-pound bag of rice. Is that cheaper than buying like one or two? Maybe, and you may not be able to afford to buy it like all the time, but like say if you have like $15, okay? Can you take that $15 and buy a big bag of rice one paycheck, and then maybe take that $15 and buy a big bag of beans at one check? You know, that way you have a mass amount of food. And it may not be mass, but a large, you know, if you do that over and over again, you'll eventually have plenty of food. Yes, you'll get tired of beans and rice, but you'll survive. You know, and then once you get a good stock of that, you can start doing like potatoes and do it, you know, and you can even break it up, do like rice, beans, potatoes, meat, whatever you need to do, you know, and then stock it up like that. Boom, boom, boom. And, you know, I've hit the Dollar Tree for a lot of our household things for like deodorant, you know, because it's cheaper. Deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, medicine. I've even found some vitamins at Dollar Tree, which is cheaper. So check out your different stores, you know. It's hard. It's a lot of work, but in the long run, it could pay off. So, and then, you know, you check out your sales on each store, because that could help you a lot too. Now, I was shocked that our Walmart has been normally really stocked, and I ran into Walmart yesterday to buy bread, just to get bread, but I decided to see if they had Pepperidge Farm stuffing, because I can't find that anywhere locally here lately. So, but I went into the aisle, and the rice and the beans were like wiped out. I was like, whoa. And the macaroni and cheese aisle was wiped out. And I was like, and that was just in that one aisle. And I was like, good Lord, you know, makes me wonder, you know, they may stock it, restock it, and we can go on. But, you know, if that's starting to happen, then it's definitely time to kick it up a notch in preparing food-wise. Because I try to keep at least 1 to 2 items of everything on hand, and add to it as I go. And it can get hard to do, you know. Money-wise, this is like where my husband's, the mill that he works at caught fire. So, you know, yet again, we had another setback, and it's taken a toll. But, you know, each setback I go through, I'm realizing, okay, we do not have enough of this. We need to work on this area. And my meat is lacking. And I told my husband, I said, we need to really work on the meat. I said, I think I got pretty much a lot of other stuff, but we really got to work on meat and potatoes and like some more vegetables. That was the main thing that I want to work on, as well as some more paper products. But, you know, it's hard to do when you're on a real tight budget, because like this month we were like uh, really low on cash flow. So there was no prepping this month. Next month, I hope to do some prepping. I hope that they get things back up and running and get things squared away, and we get things back to normal. So, and it's like we've given up doing things so we can prep. So, but I'm still going to try to get out because, you know, if things are only going to get tighter and harder, I want Rosalie to have as much experience as she can get while the experience is going good. And I want her to do a lot of stuff so she can get a good educational background in it too. And she's getting an education in, you know, learning not even just her schoolwork type of things, but she's learning how to can and what it takes to survive. And I think that's going to help her for years to come. So make sure you get your kids involved, you know, grandkids involved. Let them know, you know, this could happen, you know. Don't use this as a tool. This is a great tool for kids right now to see, you know, see how to make your food go, how to can, how to prepare, how to plan. And that way later on in life, if they have some type of disaster, it will they'll be prepared for it. Also, something else to think about, okay? You want to start really honing in on your portions, okay? Like, I used to make 2 cups of rice or 4 cups of rice, and then I've learned now that I can scale it back to, I use 1.5 cups of rice, and that's plenty of rice for us to have one meal and extra, okay? Especially if we're doing like chili or beef tips and gravy, whichever. That is plenty of rice, and that still leaves us with leftover. So you want to learn your portions, that way you're not wasting food. So now's the time to start figuring that out. Also, if you go to the store, now we love Zatarain's, okay? Red beans and rice, jambalaya, dirty rice. Get your recipes. If you can't find a copy, like a copy recipe to it, look up other recipes. Like I looked up my husband's Cajun, okay? He loves Cajun food. So I looked up Cajun dirty rice, I looked up Cajun red beans and rice, and I looked up Cajun jambalaya. And I wrote those recipes down, and I'm going to try them and make sure that they work. If not, I'm going to tweak them to where he enjoys them. So look up your recipes now and get prepared. That way, if you go to the store, it's not there, you know how to make it at home. So that's one thing I wanted to say. Now's the time to do that. That way you have your recipes already figured out. You know what you need. You know what you have. You know how to tweak them per se, if in case you don't have a certain ingredient, or if you can, you know, do I need to stock up on this ingredient because it's going to make this recipe, you know, work. So that's something else. And then just figure things out. You know, learn how to make bread at home. Learn how to make different types of bread. And I've got some recipes I'm going to share with you. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I will share some of them with you because where some of the recipes may be for another country, they may not work as well here, and so you might have to tweak it. And I'm going to show you, and even depending on how you cook it, okay? Because like it could be done on an electric stove. Well, if you do it on a gas stove burns hotter, okay? So I will share that with you as well. But yeah, it's just a lot of different things. So you want to start doing them now. And I know it's hard, especially if you're working all day and then you got to come home and try to cook. But you need to get used to it and get prepared because it could be fundamentally your way of life. And you're going to have to get used to it, and that way it becomes an everyday thing. And that way, when you go to do it, you have to do it. You're not so worn out from it, because it can take a lot out of you, you know. I forgot about how we've got it easy, you know, going to the store and buying the stuff and going home and fixing it for ourselves. It's so much easier than having to, okay, I got to boil the beans. I got to put the beans out the night before so they can soak before I boil the beans to be able to make my beans and rice or whatever, you know, my pinto beans for my, you know, that beans and rice, whichever meal you're going to make, you know, or you put out your red beans so you have for your chili. So it's, because, you know, dry beans are cheaper than buying canned beans. And you could add your spices to it and everything else. So that's something you really need to start thinking about, okay? And that way you're prepared. You have your recipes, because God forbid we have an EMP attack and you have no internet, no nothing, no way to have your recipes. You want to have them on hand prior to. And I will share some of the recipes that I have when I go to make them. I will share them with you. That way if you want them, you got them. If you don't, then hey, then that's okay too. So I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to kind of give y'all this heads up with the inflation, because it's 17.3%, and if it goes up even more, it's going to be like superonic crazy, okay? I truly worry. I truly worry for a lot of people. Rosalie's in the background laughing. I really, really am concerned, and I pray for a lot of people. I pray every day for those that are hurting. So you all take care. Do the best you can. You know, like I said, watch TV, shop, look around, get the cheapest ones. Yeah, you might have to hit a couple of stores. Look and see if they have pickup. You know, that way you can just drive up, pick it up, and go. And that way it may be a little more time figuring out what store has the cheapest, but it'll make your food go a lot further. So y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Other than that, we will see you on another day.